All right, we're back again. We're still at Bally's.
Still here.
Still in Vegas for the GAMA trade show where we're showing off all the great games that are coming out from all the different publishers. And speaking of publishers, we have Todd here from AEG, which is Alderack Entertainment Group. Is that?
Alderack Entertainment Group is the name. Yes, indeed. It is the name. Alderack was the name of the world in our owner's old D&D campaign from when he was in high school.
Nice.
And it just stuck. So.
Can't go wrong with that.
And apparently as AEG, we also make washing machines in Germany.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
We get credit for that.
So as I said, we're here at GAMA and we're getting to see some really cool announcements of new games coming out this year. And like that whole theme, we've got some cool stuff right in front of us. What do we got?
Well, we hope we have cool stuff in front of us. We're trying.
Well, I saw this the other day at your booth, and I would say cool stuff.
Well, thank you. This is, first let me say this is a very early prototype. This is going to be out in Q3, but we went ahead and made a mock-up of it. This is Custom Heroes. It is another step in our card crafting system, which began with Mystic Veil, where you can take the cards and you slide them into the sleeves and it creates a new effect. So Custom Heroes is more of a traditional card game with a take on it. So in the game, you have an even distribution of cards valued 1 through 10. So for instance, on a turn, after you take the cards, you deal them out to everybody. Okay? Let me turn this so you can see. So on my turn, I'll have my cards in my hand, and if I'm the lead, I might say, okay, I'm going to play 2 1s. Right. So the next player has to follow with either 2 1s, or 2 2s, or 2 3s, or 2 4. Okay. If I had led with 3 6s, the person would have to play 3 6s or 3 7s. Oh, it has to be the same amount, but you have to go higher every time. Okay. So at that point, it's a pretty basic card game. The goal is to run out of cards as fast as you can and place higher in each round. However, what we've done with the game, which makes it interesting, is that we've added card crafting to it. So you will have a series of what we call advancements, which are different clear cards. And again, these are early. The normal ones will be a little bit thicker. So let's say someone had led with a pair of 7s, and I need to follow that pair of 7s, but unfortunately I only have 1 8 in my hand and a 1. Well, behind my little hidden player screen, I luckily have this advancement that I can sleeve onto my 1 and then play with the 8. And now I have 2 8s, the 1 plus 7 and the 8.
Yeah, so the little sleeve you slid in there, or the little card, the clear card gave you a +7 on there. That's pretty cool.
And it gave him a little weapon. So the art, the characters equip things as you give them the card. So the art changes. What's really interesting is when the round is over and everybody gets their points for that round, all the cards sweep. So Michio here kept his change. So now there's 1 less 1 in the deck. There's now 2 8s.
Oh, wow.
So over the course of rounds, the distribution of numbers begins to change, and you have to try to keep up. Okay, are we moving more toward higher numbers? Or are we moving toward lower numbers? Where are we going?
So there are sleeve or inserts or card crafting cards that reduce card numbers?
There are indeed. So for instance, if we needed to play a pair and we needed 6s, and I happen to have this one, and I'm just going to lay it on top for now, I could give Roboto the sock puppet, which gives him a -2. And he would now be considered a 6 card for the rest of the game. And if you notice, each card has 4 little white dots down there at the bottom. Each overlay has a different color gem on it. Once a card has a certain one slotted in, you can't put any more. So for instance, you could not put another right-hand item on him because he already has the red. And just to show you what some of the others are, and I'm just going to lay them on top of the card for simplicity's sake, we have what we call buddies. Buddies give cards new abilities. So for instance, in this case, this card could now be played as a wild card in a set. So if you had 2 3s, you could play that as another 3, no matter what was on there. Another type of card is what we call our, we call them our aura cards. So an aura, this being a fire aura, goes on him, and it permanently changes his base value to an 11. In this case, which would also now be -2, he'd be a 9. So that's another type. There's also cards for their other hand, which is just plus and minuses. And then the last special type of card we have, which should be in here, are the Ascended Beings, also which are basically trump cards. So if I were to overlay him with Nasher, this card now permanently wins any set it's played in. And you only have to play 1 copy of it etc. But every player begins with one. So the question is, how soon do you go to that?
Sure.
Do you want to save it for the later rounds when you need to win those hands, or do you play it early? The way the game plays is that at the end of each round, you get more points based on how high you place. So if you came in first, you're going to get a lot of points, but you don't get many new card advancements.
Sure.
The lower you place, you get less points, but you get more new card advancements, so you have a chance to catch up. You have more options as the game goes.
Very cool.
Be the first player to 10 and win a set, you win the game.
That's pretty simple.
It is pretty simple.
Nice.
And it, again, it's based on a very traditional card game concept.
Sure.
Card crafting just takes it in a whole new direction.
Absolutely.
People have to think through, and they'll come up with just these crazy mixtures of they'll sleeve like 2 things on a card at once just to make it do something else, because there's different effects. Like one of the buddies could make a card count as 2 copies of itself, so it can act as a pair just with 1 card. Just different things like that.
Very cool. And you said this is coming out in Q3.
Q3.
All right. And so Q3, that'll be after Gen Con, or
it will be.
Okay,
it will be. We're hoping we might be able to get it by Gen Con. Okay. We're going to hustle, but we are finishing a few things with the factory, but we're going to try to hustle for Gen Con.
All right, very cool. And you brought a couple other ones that we can talk about.
I did bring a few other ones.
Nice.
Sweep all this out of the way.
All right.
And first, I'll show you another one of our small games, which is Lovecraft Letter.
All right. Let's just pull it back just a little bit right there. Lovecraft
Letter. So in the past, we have put out several skins for Love Letter, and they've done really well. People have enjoyed them, but now we're moving toward a new plan of essentially bringing out one sort of premium edition a year.
Sure.
Last year we had, of course, Love Letter Premium itself, which did really, really well for us. Everybody's really liked it. People are still getting into it. This year we're coming out with Lovecraft Letter. So Lovecraft Letter is a little bit different. It does have the nice premium box that you open up and the rules.
Right.
And then you have the cards, and it does come with these sleeves.
Nice.
So these are sleeved cards. The main difference in Lovecraft Letter and Love Letter is that you have numbers valued 1 through 8, which are pretty much your traditional Love Letter cards.
Okay.
Okay. They are. They do the same thing. That like the investigator is a guard.
Right.
The Cats of Ulthar are like the priest. They let you look at the other player's hand. So everybody who knows Love Letter knows the basic set of cards. However, for each value, there is, so for instance, you will have your 6 value. There is also 1 additional value.
Okay.
Okay. Now, this one, as you can see, the number is green, the stone is green.
All right.
These are what we call insane cards. These are sane cards. These are insane cards.
All right, so I see that it is insane because that name
is
insane. Can you pronounce that name for me?
Nyarthalep.
Nyarthalep. I thought
I probably said it wrong, but
maybe we got him, guys.
Yeah, maybe.
That's
some of these Lovecraftian names I can't wrap my head around.
All right, so you have an insane card.
Right. So the first time you play an insane card, you just do the normal sane ability. But the next time you play one, you're considered insane. So in this case, when you play another one, you would do whatever its insane ability is. So if I played this one, I could choose to do this green text down there in the darker area, which is generally a augmented ability or something very different than the normal Love Letter. Here's the catch, though. If I've been playing, there's always a twist. It's a twist. If everything in front of me are sane cards, then I'm fine. I just play my hand like normal.
All right.
But if I have at least 1 insane card in front of me, for every insane card I have, for each one at the beginning of my turn, I have to take a card off the top of the deck and flip it.
Okay.
If, as in this case, it was another insane card, I'd be knocked out of the round immediately.
Oh, wow.
I've lost my mind. I'm crazy.
Gone crazy.
But if I had flipped a sane card instead, I'd be fine. I could keep playing.
Right.
So the insane cards give you some new, unique power, but they're a big risk because you have to do it for each one. So if you end up with 2 or 3 in front of you, you have to flip. You have 3 chances of getting knocked out every time. Here's the other trade-off is that if you win clean, if you have no insane cards in front of you and you win, you get a little Elder Sign token.
Nice.
Okay, you get 2 Elder Sign tokens, you win the whole game.
Okay.
So win 2 rounds clean, you win. Or if you are crazy when you win, but you still manage to win, you get a Cthulhu token.
Nice.
You need 3 of those to win because it's easier to go nuts with Cthulhu than it is to stay sane.
Really is.
So it's a little more work. Now Cthulhu himself is in the deck, and he has an alternate victory condition that just says, forget all the tokens, you just win. If you manage to pull it off, but it's really, really hard to survive long enough to pull off his victory condition.
Nice.
So this will be out in May.
All right.
I want to say it's May. Could be June.
Okay.
Those things, shipping, those things always
Absolutely.
happen. But it will be out very soon in the next few months.
So make sure you guys go to your local game store and let them know that you saw this, that if you are a fan of anything Lovecraft, you're going to absolutely want this in your collection. If you're a fan of Love Letter, obviously this is just another another step down that path
Oh,
of,
yeah,
of,
a lot
of,
more
of a great game
strategy.
system. And so yeah, let your local game store know you want to get the Lovecraft Letter and put it on your shelf. Make it a part of your collection. And I see we have one last one.
I do have one more to show you. And this one I'm very excited about. This is one of the games I really enjoy. This is The Captain is Dead. Okay, so The Captain is Dead is a 2 to 7 player pure co-op.
Okay.
It is you against the game. All right? And in the game, you play as the survivors of a starship that has come under attack.
All right.
And as the title might suggest, the captain is dead.
Dang it.
So you will not have your great leader there to get you out of this situation.
Right.
So I'm going to turn it this way so you can see a little bit more. So this is your board with your ship.
All right, so we have the bridge, we got our hallways, infirmary, so there's a lot of detail to just, you know, as a ship would have, or you would hope would have in the future. It seems to have everything, armory, cargo hold, okay.
And I'm not going to set up everything, but I'm going to show you a few of the mechanics of the game and how it works. So in the game, everybody is playing a different role on the ship that you choose at the beginning. You can either draft them, you can just have people pick, you can work together and put together a team, or different things like that.
All right.
So for instance, you could be anything from a scholar who is on board the ship,
Okay.
to the tactical officer, all the way to the janitor.
Which I think the janitor is obviously the one I would want to be playing.
You know, the janitor can be pretty clutch in the right situations.
All right.
We've seen some janitors do some amazing things in this game before. Once everybody has chosen their character, they are going to take a little figure here, which I'm going to get out one.
Okay. And these are really nice little token figures. They're clear.
Yeah,
The artwork
guys.
is really nice.
And so you put them, normally you would have it with the matching color bottom, but you put them wherever they start in the game. So for instance, that would be the first officer. No, this is the telepath.
Okay.
It's the telepath who starts on the bridge. So during the game, what's going to happen is you're going to have a setting for your shields. Your shields start at 100%.
All right.
So you take one of these little guys, you put it at 100%, and then the problem of the game is that your jump core to get away is broken.
Uh-oh.
So in order to fix that, you have to come to the engineering and do repairs on it.
Right.
The game uses very simple symbols and colors to show you what you need to do. So for instance, to make a repair on the jump drive, you have to spend 2 actions and 5 engineering.
Right.
The way to get engineering is through these skill cards. And then, for instance, these are science right now, but you're going to be collecting skill cards such as engineering,
Okay.
saving them, and then having someone go to engineering, spend 2 actions and 5 of their engineering cards to move it 1 step toward getting away.
1 step.
1 step. In the meantime, the dastardly aliens are going to be attacking you every turn. So at the end of each player's turn, not round, but every player's turn, you take a yellow alert, you flip it and see what happens. So for instance, in this one, it was a direct hit. Your shields get reduced by 20%.
Dang.
Shields can be repaired for 2 actions and 2 tactical.
Okay.
But if you're working on your shields, you're not working on the jump core.
Right.
But if you lose all your shields, you lose the game.
Right.
So you have this delicate balance of who's doing what, and can you trade? You know, I have this card and you have this card. We need to meet somewhere in the middle and trade cards.
Right.
And you're burning actions to do that, right? And then you have other systems on here. So you have a comm system, a scanner system, computers that get you more cards, internal sensors, teleporter that lets people just move each other all around the ship. But some of these yellow alerts may destroy one. So it would say that the teleporter is offline. So you flip it to offline.
And now, of course, it has repair.
It has repair. But again, are you going to repair the teleporter, or are you going to keep working on the main problem?
Right.
So it's this delicate balance. And so if you repair it, you flip it back over, and you go from there. As I said, every player has their own skill that they bring, something cool they can do that helps out. Of course, the science people tend to help in the science lab, which is dealing with other things. The command crew tends to help with shooting the torpedoes at the bad guys and keeping the shields up and all these sorts of things. But the real catch of the game is that as you go through the deck, you go through these yellow alerts, and they're bad, but
I mean,
you can
20%
handle
is
them.
a lot.
It is a lot, but you can handle them for the most part. But then you get into the orange alerts. Okay, the orange alerts are where things start to get a little hairy.
Okay.
Systems may not necessarily be turned to offline, they may be fully destroyed, which would require an incredibly complicated reinstall to get them back.
Holy crap.
And generally at that point, you are deciding, wow, do we really need the teleporter? Can
Sure.
we do this without that? Because if you manage to survive all the way through the orange alerts and still haven't won, you get to the red alerts. There's only about 5 red alerts in the day, 5 or 6.
And those are literally kill conditions.
They are kill conditions. You are, if you don't lose on the first flip, you'll probably lose on the second.
Wow.
So the thing is, the aliens are going to beat you. Okay. If you're just running around fixing stuff all the time, they're going to win.
Okay.
You have to work on getting that core, and there is sort of a tipping point where the team is finally like, we can do without the computer system,
sure.
just get the jump core running. And it's that tension and that planning and working together is what makes it so fun. There's also a few other things that happen. There are little figures just like this guy for aliens who will beam onto the ship.
Okay.
And yes, they appear on the ship as part of the alerts. Now they can't hurt you per se, but what they are, they're basically in the mechanic of the game, they're action sinks. Okay. If you're in a room with an alien, you have to spend an action to shoot it.
Okay.
And if there's a second one, you have to spend an action to shoot it before you can do anything else.
Oh wow.
So you're burning up your ability to get other things done because they keep beaming over. Now there's ways to prevent the alerts, like you can override some of them with command actions and things like that. But again, are you spending time doing that, or are you just going to suck it up, take the hit, and keep rolling?
Very cool.
It's very tense. It's very fun. People lose more than they win, but the best part is every demo we've done this weekend, even when the people lose, they're usually laughing their head off and thinking, "Oh my gosh, we were so close! We were literally like 2 turns away from winning," and so they want to play again.
Never retreat, never surrender.
Exactly. Never go down with the ship. The captain did. Why can't you?
Why can't you? So, what's the age group or age range for this game?
So the age range that we actually say on the box is usually 14 and up. Okay. However, I have personally played this game at home with my kids, one of which is as young as 8. Okay. And while he may have not been able to grasp the whole strategy of stuff, he did understand his character, and he was playing his character pretty well, which, as long as we pointed him in the right direction. So it can be played with younger players, too. Sure. But, obviously here we've had all the retailers and the adults playing, and it's just so funny to watch them haggle over what they think needs to be done and trying to work out, what they have to do and getting into character. We've had people who would play the first officer, and they were just like trying to order everyone around, like not ugly, but in character, and people just get into it because it is such a familiar setting, being the starship that's under attack and the massive crew that has to fix it.
That's awesome. And this is available when?
The Captain is Dead will be out in April.
Nice. So there you go, guys. The Captain is Dead is something that we all should be sitting down playing. I know that this is going to be a fun game to play with my friends. Like if we're going to have a game night, there's obviously in addition to that collection and that experience, go to your local game store, let them know that you saw this, The Captain is Dead, and to pre-order this so that it'll be on the shelf or in your pull box in April. And we want everybody to go to their local game store because that's where the community is built. So
absolutely, play your games there too, because other people see you playing and they want to play too.
Absolutely. So again, we're here at Bally's in Las Vegas, Nevada, participating in GAMA trade show. Thank you very much, Todd.
Thank you.
We appreciate
it.
Absolutely. And we'll see you guys next time.